Hello, people from out of this binary. I know my face is not the greatest face ever, and the angle is terrible. I look terrible overall. And before going to today's topic really quickly, I want to be honest with you guys and tell you why I didn't upload a video last week. I was planning on it, but I got kicked out of my apartment. In good terms. It wasn't like get out of here. And it was sort of my decision too. For the well-being of my roommates and my girlfriend now, ex-girlfriend now. You may think that that was the main reason why I went out of my apartment. It wasn't. It was because everyone told me that they needed time for themselves and that I should go look for some time for myself too. So I went out of my apartment. It was really hard to find a place, and I wasn't feeling okay. I was in a really, really bad place. And during the whole week, I had to take my stuff out and things because things just became even more terrible than they were before. But that's not the point. I want to do a really short video because I don't know. I haven't been feeling okay. But I feel like I need to upload a video in here and sometimes recording and stuff. Just talking about things makes me feel a little bit better. In case you're wondering where I am now, I am at a friend's house. She's been lovely. She's been supporting me a lot. She's my family now. It's hard to say that because I feel like my roommates before were my family. And I talked about it, they were my family of choice, right? But just circumstances put us apart, and now my friend Allie, I met her in really weird circumstances. She's been helping me a lot. So I am at her house, and I'll be living with her from now on. So, to the week's topic. This week's topic was supposed to be a free sex topic. I haven't seen anyone uploading a video on this topic, so I think I'm going to be the first one. And there's so many things that I would like to talk about, but I want to connect this with dysphoria because when I was dating my girlfriend, there were times when I got really, really dysphoric. And I didn't used to get really dysphoric on what down there was. My dysphoria was mainly in like pronouns or like the way that I presented myself to people and like chest a lot, and my voice. Now I feel a little bit more confident about my voice because I was singing yesterday and I basically destroyed my vocal cords, so now it sounds a little bit lower. So now I'm real confident with my voice, but during the last days of my relationship, I don't like to say that like during the last days of my relationship. It's just like something that happened that before we broke up, I was feeling really dysphoric. This was not the reason of our breakup, just so you know, but I was feeling really dysphoric about what was going on down there. And I think that it's really important that you talk about it with your partner, you know. Even more if you are gender fluid like I am, my dysphoria tends to come in and fade away, sort of say. And there are things that sometimes I'm comfortable with, but other day I'm just like super aware of it and I'm really not comfortable with it. So it's really important that you talk with your partner about what you're comfortable with, and they need to be able to respect you, because if they're with you, that means that they respect your identity and stuff. If there is stuff that you don't want to do, then don't do it, and talk about it. Talk about it beforehand. I feel like that was something really important that happened in my relationship, was that even before we had sex, we talked about my body dysphoria and things that I personally felt and didn't feel comfortable with. With her was a little bit more of like trying to experiment on the go, you know. But when you're dating someone and you're non-binary or trans or whatever, it's really important to talk about your body dysphoria related to sex, so your partner knows beforehand, like even before you have sex, that there's probably going to be stuff that you're not going to be comfortable with. And I also think that it's really important to talk about it because sometimes you can come up with solutions, you know. So remember when I was telling my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend now, I feel like really dysphoric down there. There's stuff that probably wouldn't want you to do, or sometimes I push myself to the limits. I think that I'm probably gonna be okay with this, but then I wasn't, and it was like just like an unpleasant experience for me. It's important to talk about it, like, hey, I think that I pushed myself the other day, and since I've been feeling this way, I feel like we shouldn't do that anymore. And it was really good that she asked me, like, okay, that's fine. Is there something that you want me to do for you? Is there something that we could do? What do you want to do? So, just like really respectful conversation about the topic. Because of course, like, the experience needs to be pleasant for both people, or more people if you're into that, like the people participating, you get me. But yeah, it needs to be like a pleasant experience and doesn't need to be something painful that you're not comfortable with. I mean, like, if you decide to push yourself to the limits and you regret it, then talk about it. It's okay. It's okay. Like, if you thought it was gonna be okay and then it wasn't, it's okay. As long as that was your decision, as long as that was something that you wanted to try, that's okay. And if you're not okay, then talk about it. Talk about it openly. Please just like stop making this issue taboo. I think that's something that society needs. Anyways, those are my opinions on the topic. I think that everything narrows down to communication at the end. And yeah, make sure that if you're feeling dysphoric about some stuff, that you talk about it beforehand, or like even on the go. Your partner or whoever needs to be accepting of that if they really care about you. So yeah, that's everything that I have to say. And I'll see you next week, I think. Yeah. Next week is Christmas. Yeah. So probably just gonna be uploading something like Christmas related, since it's gonna be Fluffy Week and I'm gonna be at my friend's house. Another friend. And that's gonna be fun. Anyways, take care and I'll see you next week.